Hey guys, it's Alex, and today we're talking supplements. Which ones are essential, which can be helpful, and which ones are honestly just an outright scam or a waste of your money. If you're new here, my name's Alex Hager. I'm a celebrity trainer in the Los Angeles area, and I've had the honor of training some of the coolest people I've ever met. I've been working out for over 10 years now, training for about 9 of those years, and there's a lot I've learned. So I wanna share some of the things I've learned over the years so you don't make the same mistakes I did when I got into working out. Now, before we begin, it's important to know that the supplement industry is absolutely massive, and there are tons of great supplements, and some of which we will talk about today. But considering how big it is and how big the markups are and how much money there is to be made, there's also a lot of reasons why companies might not always make the best products, but to make the most money. Let's dive in. So I wanna break this down into 3 categories. Our first category is gonna be essential, things that I think everybody should be taking to see the best results inside the gym. Number 2 is gonna be the helpful category, things that might not be essential, but could definitely help you, and things that I would stand behind and recommend for your regimen. And then the last category is going to be the scam category. These supplements are ones that are unproven, as popular as they may be, and I just don't think they live up to the results that they promise. But without further ado, let's dive in. Now, the first thing on this list is gonna be our number 1 in the essential category that will probably surprise no one, but that is going to be protein powder, and specifically whey protein powder. Now, protein powder I think is absolutely essential. You will hear some people say that you do not need protein powder if you get sufficient protein from your food alone. But I will tell you, I have trained a lot of people and I've been working out for a long time now, and it is very difficult to hit most people's desired protein goal with food alone. It is certainly not impossible, but I think it makes it substantially easier to hit your protein goals if you have a protein supplement. If you want to eat chicken breast for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 2 or 3 other meals as well, it's absolutely possible to hit a high protein goal without protein supplementation, but I do think it makes it way easier. No pun intended. Most research suggests that if you consume 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of your own body weight, you will see the most efficient muscle protein synthesis. So for example, if you weigh 150 pounds, your desired protein intake should be somewhere above like 175 grams of protein daily. To hit 175 grams of protein through food alone is very difficult. It is not impossible, certainly, but it is not easy. And by supplementing with a few scoops of whey or any other protein powder a few times per day, will make it significantly easier to hit that protein goal. Basically, any fitness coach in the entire world will tell you that a high protein intake is absolutely essential to look and feel your best. Personally, for me, based on my weight and my goals, I usually aim for about 200 grams of protein daily. So to hit that through food can be pretty difficult, but a few scoops of whey can take care of a big chunk of that protein goal. And for this reason alone, I think protein powder is absolutely the most essential supplement. But not all protein is created equal. There's many different kinds of protein. For example, you've got whey protein, soy protein, egg protein, other forms of plant protein. Now, the research suggests that whey protein is overwhelmingly the most effective protein powder. And the reason why is whey protein is the most bioavailable, meaning our body can utilize whey protein more effectively than any other protein supplement. Whey is derived from milk. When it goes into the powder form, most of the lactose is filtered out, so those with allergies usually don't have an issue. That being said, if you do have any digestive issues with milk products, you can definitely opt for a different protein supplement. No, it might not be as bioavailable, but you should still see great results. Then we've got the debate between concentrate protein and isolate protein when we're talking about whey. Concentrate protein is the most common form of whey. Now, isolate protein is very similar to concentrate, except it's been more heavily filtered. So an isolate protein usually has no fat and no carbs, or extremely little. Concentrate proteins usually have a slight bit of fat and a slight bit of carbs. Now on paper, isolate would be the obvious choice, because fat slows digestion. So you'd want to consume a protein powder that isn't going to slow digestion, especially if you're having it post-workout. You want something that can immediately be utilized by your body with that post-workout window. That being said, no studies really show a dramatic increase of the effectiveness of isolate over concentrate protein. For that reason, I usually consume concentrate proteins. Yes, you definitely can take an isolate, and on paper it probably is the better option, but it is also much more expensive. So for the average consumer and the average lifter, I think concentrate is usually the best bang for your buck. The next supplement that I think is absolutely essential is creatine monohydrate. Creatine is one of the absolute most researched supplements in the entire world, and it's had an interesting past. It's had a lot of controversy, being banned in some sports, which has made people think that it's like a performance enhancing drug and has nasty side effects, but that's really not the case. Creatine is one of the most well-researched supplements in the entire world, and despite some of its controversial past, it is not the nasty supplement that some people think it is. Creatine is not only effective, but it's also extremely affordable. It's one of the cheapest supplements on the market. So for that reason too, I think it's a great pick. But it's also a no-brainer. Studies show that it enhances strength and power, helps with muscle protein synthesis, and benefits recovery. It's honestly one of the best supplements you can take, so it's kind of a no-brainer. And creatine usually doesn't have any of the digestive issues that some people may have with whey. The only thing I'd note with creatine is make sure your water intake is sufficient. If you don't drink enough water while taking creatine, it can cause your muscles to cramp, but a decent water intake ensures this won't happen. Now the last thing on the essential list is going to be a multivitamin, which might be strange to hear because it's not in a lot of people's top supplement recommendations, but I think it's absolutely essential. And the reason why is because even if you have an extremely well-balanced and healthy diet, the chances of you hitting all of your vitamins and minerals perfectly are just not that likely. So a multivitamin ensures you're hitting a lot of these micronutrients that keep your body healthy, keep your body functioning correctly, and helping you look and feel your absolute best. Now that we've summed up our list of essential supplements, let's talk about the ones that I think are helpful. They might not be essential, but I think they're still worth your money and I'd recommend them. And before we go further, I just wanted to let you know, all of the supplements that I recommend on these lists are gonna be found in the description below. So if you're looking for a good supplement of my recommendation, check the description so you can find a good deal on supplements. Also, if you use code Hager on bodybuilding.com, you get 15% off your entire order. So my first recommendation on the helpful list is pre-workout. Now I'm sure you've seen pre-workout, maybe you've taken pre-workout. Pre-workout, I think, is an awesome supplement, but let me talk about why it's not on my essential list first. Now, pre-workout obviously and typically has a lot of caffeine, and I am a caffeine addict. I love caffeine, I love stimulants in general, but there is not a ton of research that shows the effect it can have on your heart health for extended periods of time with taking a lot of caffeine. It's still a bit up in the air about how resilient our heart is to a high caffeine intake. So for that reason alone, I cannot say that pre-workout is absolutely essential. Moreover, it's not the only option if you're looking to get amped up for your workouts. There are tons of people that drink an energy drink or just black coffee before their workout, and some people love it. For me, it's not enough. I like a little bit more. I like a little bit more bite going into my workouts. So if you're struggling with energy, pre-workout is an absolute great option. But that being said, it is not the only option. If you prefer an energy drink or a cup of coffee, that is absolutely a great option too. So if you like that, might as well stick with it. Now, pre-workouts range a lot. Some are non-stimulant. Most of them have some sort of caffeine or stimulant in them. Most pre-workouts also have something called beta-alanine. And this is why I don't do coffee or energy drinks typically, is because I love the feeling of beta-alanine. If you've ever heard somebody say it feels like my skin is crawling when I'm taking pre-workout, what they're referring to is beta-alanine. So if you're looking to get a little bit more amped up for your workouts, you need something with a little bit more punch than your average coffee or energy drink, I would absolutely recommend pre-workout. Just be careful and start small. If you're new to pre-workout, I would say start with a half scoop. I don't care what the recommendation is, start small because it might kick you in your butt. The next supplement that I think is super helpful are greens powders. Now, these have gotten a lot more popular over the last few years, but I personally think they are a great option. Even though I'm a personal trainer and I give diet advice, nutritional advice, and workout advice, I'll be the first to admit that I do not have a great vegetable intake. And I don't love vegetables, and I definitely don't consume the sufficient amount of vegetables I should be eating to get some of the benefits of the micronutrients found in them. For that reason, greens powders are a great option. I get a lot of the fiber and micronutrients that are found in vegetables that I'm not getting through food alone. Now, sometimes I will say greens can be a little bit more on the expensive side, but I want to have a healthy, balanced diet. And if I'm not going to have sufficient vegetable intake, I'm going to supplement it with greens powder. And that's why I take greens powder every day. Now, if you have a super well-balanced diet and you're already consuming a lot of vegetables, especially the vegetables that are the most beneficial to our body, then you probably don't need it. But for me, I'm somebody that lacks that a little bit. So I love to have a greens powder in my daily regimen. The next supplement I would recommend on the helpful list are omega-3 supplements. Omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids are absolutely essential for keeping your hormones in check. Now, naturally, one of the best sources you can find this in are eggs. Eggs provide a lot of fatty acids, which is another reason why bodybuilders love eggs. They're cheap, they have a lot of protein, and the fat they do have is extremely beneficial. But if you think you might be slacking in this area or you need more of it, I would absolutely recommend an omega-3 or omega-6 fatty acid supplement. And these supplements are usually found in two forms, fish oil and flaxseed oil. But fish oil, which is actually the most popular form of it, it kind of has a nasty aftertaste. And if you don't mind this, by all means, fish oil is a great option. But personally, I prefer flaxseed oil. Flaxseed oil provides you with a lot of those same benefits, but without the nasty aftertaste. The last supplement I recommend on the helpful list of supplements are probiotics. Now, generally speaking, I don't think probiotics are absolutely essential. But if you're consuming a lot of supplements such as whey, which can have some difficulty with digestion, probiotics I think are extremely helpful. You'll hear a lot of people say, oh, you need to consume more fiber if you're having all those supplements. I can promise you, firsthand experience, probiotics will get you a lot farther than a higher fiber intake. If you feel bloated or have digestion issues with whey or any of the supplements that you're taking, I think a probiotic is an easy and awesome way to offset this. It keeps your body regulated, your digestion regulated, to help you feel a lot better throughout the day. All right, now lastly, let's talk about what is just an absolute scam or a waste of your money. Now, these supplements are gonna be ones that have bold claims without any results. Now, you may be able to find some study somewhere that makes them sound like they're a good product, but overwhelmingly, the research suggests that these supplements don't do what they say they do. And for that reason, I don't think you should spend any money on them. The first item on this list are testosterone boosters. Now, these are extremely popular and they've stuck around somehow, but they are absolutely not worth your money, nor do they provide the benefits that they say they do. If you're a guy, everybody wants more testosterone. It helps you build muscle, helps you feel great, look great. Testosterone has a ton of benefits. I get it. We all want more testosterone. But some expensive pill with bold promises, I promise you, is not the answer to higher testosterone. Now, these testosterone boosters usually have a whole bunch of weird sounding plant-based ingredients that provide little to no benefit. You can probably find some study somewhere that might theoretically say that one of these ingredients has a 0.1% chance of increasing something, but I promise you it's not worth your money and you will not see a dramatic difference. If this was the case, everybody would be taking them. If they did what they said they did, every guy on earth will be taking testosterone boosters. But pretty much any experienced lifter or coach knows that they just really don't do what they say they do. They throw in a little bit of zinc and a few other ingredients that sound kind of strange and promise some really big results. But testosterone boosters just simply don't provide the benefits that they say they do. Next up, we've got fat burners. Now, these have also been around for a really long time. Basically, any store you go to, a grocery store or a pharmacy store, you will find fat burners on the shelf, and it's insane to me that they are still around. Now, fat burners make basically two claims. Their claims are that they are an appetite suppressant, so by taking them, you will eat less. But their bigger claim that they make is that they actively burn calories through their properties. But there is really zero research to suggest that there's any measurable amount of metabolic difference that these fat burners make. I promise you, if you're looking to burn fat, A calorie deficit will get you a lot farther than a fat burner pill. If you have a bad diet and you are consuming more calories than you're burning daily, a fat burner will not help you burn fat at all. It will provide zero difference, and I can promise you that. Now, pretty much every fat burner has some graph on the back of it saying that it's achieved some wild results, but these are all completely unfounded, and any other external research or studies show that they have little to zero effect. The one area that I would say fat burners have any degree of validity is the appetite suppression. But this really isn't specific to fat burners. Their claim is that their products can be an appetite suppressant, but by nature, most stimulants are an appetite suppressant. If you've ever had a cup of coffee in the morning and you suddenly weren't hungry, that's essentially what they're talking about. Caffeine can suppress your appetite. So if you just can't stop eating, that's where stimulants can be beneficial and prevent you from eating more because they suppress your appetite. But that being said, you can achieve this effect with a cup of coffee for 1/10 of the cost and get the exact same results. So overwhelmingly, fat burners don't provide the benefits that they say they do. The only thing they have any validity in is the fact that they can suppress your appetite, but basically any stimulant will do that. The next supplement on my scam list are BCAAs, branched chain amino acids. And this might surprise some people. BCAAs are extremely popular, but research shows that taking them as a supplement doesn't really provide any benefit for those that are already getting sufficient protein intake. See, protein is made up of branched chain amino acids. They're essential for building muscle and helping muscle protein synthesis, or MPS, to occur. Research shows that if you're actually getting sufficient protein intake, they don't really make a difference at all. I don't think they're worth your money. Are they absolutely a scam? Maybe not, but they just really don't provide the benefits that some people think they do. If you're already consuming a lot of protein and a whey protein supplement, you're probably already getting all the BCAAs you already need. So by doubling up on them as a supplement, you're really not getting any sort of benefit. Now, if your diet is extremely lacking in protein, there may be some benefit from taking BCAAs, but instead of recommending BCAAs, I would say it's more important to prioritize your high protein intake than taking a supplement like BCAAs. And the absolute last item on our scam lists are gonna be detox teas. Now, I feel like these are slightly less popular now than they used to be several years ago, but they are still around. These are one of the biggest scams in the fitness industry of all time. Taking some sort of tea is not gonna help you lose weight. Now, it might make you spend a lot of time on the toilet so you'll think you're losing weight, but I promise you it is not burning fat, you're not losing weight, and it is all temporary. Detox teas just make you feel miserable, honestly, and they don't provide any health benefits or help with weight loss. There is literally zero benefit of taking one of these. These have been endorsed by many celebrities, which is insane, and these had a huge craze and huge phase years ago, and they would target females looking to lose weight. I know it seems tempting. Who wouldn't want to take some tea and lose some weight and be skinny like the girls that promote it online? But they are lying to you. 100% blatantly lying to you. Detox teas do absolutely nothing except make you feel miserable. Do not take them. If you want to lose weight, the only thing that's gonna matter is consuming less calories than you're burning. You need to be in a calorie deficit. Some tea or fat burner pill is not going to help you lose weight. In fact, it's probably just gonna make you feel worse along the way. I hope you found this video helpful. Like I mentioned before, all the supplements that I personally recommend, I've linked in the description below. And if you want to save money on supplements, if you go to bodybuilding.com and use code Hager, you'll save 15% off your entire order. Bodybuilding.com is one of the biggest supplement sites in the entire world, and they carry a ton of great products that I personally use. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing and dropping this video a like. If you want to follow along with me on my other social media channels, I've linked them below as well. Anyway, I hope this video helped, and I wish you the absolute best on your fitness journey. I'll catch you guys in the next one.